How's it going, everybody? I'm back for another shave. Today's going to be almost like a continuation of my last video. And what I mean by that is I'll probably touch on a lot of different subjects, but this will kind of be a semi-informal review. So Today I'm going to be doing my third shave using Dragonsbeard version 2.0. So maybe 2 months ago, around the time that I was doing the different razor pass arounds with Damn Fine Shave, the first one that I had done with the razor was, I think, the Haircut and Shave titanium razor. Frank is the one that is the maker behind Ethos, and so I got my first chance to try a few of the samples that were provided in that. Those were what were they? There was a Pineapple Noir, I think that one's called Success, Lavender Supreme, and then Melange Agrumes, which was like a grapefruit one. So a couple things. You guys are going to hear a lot of different comments about this with me, but I'm really enjoying the performance of Frank's, I'll just call him a cream soap. You're going to hear some things that I don't like about this product, but I do tend to, one thing about when I do some of these discussions, I've mentioned before, there's going to be times where I either make a contradiction or sometimes I will say things that, sound like a contradiction. And I'll give you guys a quick example. Obviously, if you guys have seen my videos before, everyone knows I tend to use Sapone Vicio Vericino like primarily more than any other software. But I've said multiple times before, I am not going to say on the video that they are the best. One of the first artisan shave soaps, I don't know, it was like 7 years ago that I got into was Michelle at Mystic Water. And I will tell you guys, if I have like the perfect shave with Mystic Water, meaning I'm able to get the lather right, get my shave done, in my opinion, that's going to be a soap that provides a far superior post-shave feel. For me, though, a lot of people, including myself, might have some issues. Let's say if they were going to try Mystic Water 5 to 10 times, those first 2-3 times, you may get some inconsistent results with your lather. I know for me, I've had quite a few shaves with Mystic Water using her soap, and I will still get, a very exceptional post shave, but it's still not the most optimal experience that I've had using Mystic Water. So to just be clear with you guys, one of the main reasons I use SV is because it provides the easiest user experience for me, and the results are very consistent regardless of which SV soap I use. So to give you guys an example, I can just tell you now, I think Frank's soap is very high quality. The main thing is I don't really like soft textured soaps. I prefer a milled soap or a harder texture soap. If you guys are familiar with Mike's Natural Soaps, that's going to be not a milled soap, but it's a harder puck. The reason why I think this is important is, I'm not really someone that likes to do first impression reviews, or I really don't even like doing review videos, but it's kind of like, I don't know what the value is in watching every single first impression video, because if something doesn't work for that person, yes, it may be the product, but I think there are times that I remember where people, they don't allow a little bit more time with the product that they're reviewing, and there's just going to be times where they say it didn't work for me, and obviously it's totally within their right to grade or review it however they want, but I don't necessarily find it useful for you guys if I were to use this on the first try, and if it weren't successful, to automatically say it's a crappy product. So I find that, different soaps, different software require different processes. So, if you're really wanting the best results, sometimes you do kind of have to read up maybe on the forums to see if there's something that you're missing. I'll mention this. I know that sebum, in the last year, there's sometimes individual threads that are specific to how to lather that soap. So I know that a lot of people might make comments about the price of sebum, or maybe that it's not easy to lather, but ultimately, the people that have exceptional results, they are very unlikely to be the ones complaining. They may be the ones, though, that will admit that I had to adjust my technique and maybe I have to use a special technique every single time. So I know that's a little long-winded, but I tend to find that some of these, things that people maybe look for in a video, is it good or is it bad? Sometimes it's not always right out of the gate easy to know how well it's going to work for you or how it's going to work for somebody else. So again, I think that Frank makes an excellent soap. I will say, I think that Frank, based on his background and maybe what he has available to him, Frank could possibly be, someone that in the future, I think could make a pretty damn good milled soap, if that's something that's possible. So although this is not my preference to use a soft, like cream-like product, it doesn't mean that I'm going to tell you guys that I think it's bad. I'm just straight up telling you I prefer a harder soap, but because, in my opinion, I think Frank has maybe some of the same enthusiasm or passion for, what can go into a shave soap, that's really the main reason I might buy any new soap. It's not going to be for, the scent alone, or that it's the new product that everyone's talking about. It's that I have to really be interested genuinely. So anyway, one of the problems that I've been having using this soap, I won't say a problem, but just the optimal experience, I'm still not having it. I've been slowly having a little bit more product that I've been starting with. And Dan Law was the one that had helped put together the pass around for the haircut and shave. And he was saying to use a peanut size amount when I was using the other soaps. But I know I'm not the only one that was finding that, I could shave with that, but it really was not, it wasn't, in my opinion, enough. And so I've slowly been just adding a little bit more. So I'm going to be using the Phoenix, this is the Green Ray Synthetic. This is, I think, the same brush I've been using with the Ethos soaps. So this is kind of my new favorite brush. But anyway, this this soap really, I think, was interesting to me based on the soap base ingredients. They were a little bit different than the Ethos shave soaps, even though it's kind of labeled Ethos and Dragonsbeard. This one has a slightly different formula. But one of the things that I like, Frank's not the only one that does this, but on the ingredient list, it doesn't necessarily, I use this term loosely, it doesn't hide what the fragrance components are under parfum or fragrance. So what I mean by that is, I can tell you guys right now, what are the things that give this scent, besides the different base ingredients. This has arborwood, essential oil, oud resin, amber essential oil, East Indian sandalwood essential oil, tonka bean butter, Madagascar vanilla bean infusion oil, and rose absolute essential oil. I always prefer, if possible, for whoever the maker or whoever is in charge of putting the maybe the product packaging together, for those types of things to be above board and not to be left to the imagination. Other people mentioned this before, and I like reading Frank's posts because they I think give value to some of the the time and effort that goes into, making products. But, he had talked about, if you guys are seeing, just for an example, a product that, is supposedly scented with essential oil, or I'm sorry, if they say that it's sandalwood scented, for me, the first indicator is how expensive is this product. Because if it's more on the affordable side, chances are they're not using a real sandalwood scent. And to me, that's not a bad thing. I really don't have this, I don't have this opinion that the naturals and all the essential oils are going to be far superior than anything, chemical derived or synthetic. I would prefer to use most of, those, but I'm not under the assumption that if I were to like a scent that was sandalwood, and if it happened to be synthetic or fake or a blend of something, if I like it, I like it. But anyway, I do like this scent. I think maybe part of it is SoCal's been kind of crazy with its weather. It's kind of hot and then it's cold. It's hot and it's cold, but we're still not getting like this really cold weather. And I think that this type of scent, for those of you guys that really like darker scents, I think you would really enjoy this. I'll probably keep this, but this is just something that it's just not my go-to. I have been enjoying it. I think that the scent strength for me, I'm glad that it's really not more intense than it is, but this is pretty much good to go. Anyway, when I was saying earlier that I wasn't getting the optimal experience, it's not that the lather on my first two shaves was that much different than this. It just, I felt like I was fighting those next two passes to apply the lather. So, I mean, this soap takes up a good amount of water. I know that a lot of people, I think Dave in Kentucky was the first person I saw using this, using the first version. So I'm going to make sure that I send over a sample to my buddy So Sharp David on YouTube. He's a big sandalwood guy, and whether he loves this scent or not, I'm more or less sending it to him because I really think that this is a standout product, and I think that it's going to be my little gift to have him try and see how he likes it. He's kind of the same though. He's not someone that really likes soft creams. So razor for today is carbon stainless steel. This is the plus base plate. I'm just going to start with this one rather than the original 6/8 plate. This is a Red Pack Persona. I think this is on its second use. Yeah. So I've got 1 day's beard growth. Guys, I'm sorry that was so long-winded, but I think, I was thinking about this yesterday. I really have been working so much like these last 6 to 8 weeks, and I think I'm kind of, like, I'm doing good. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm super stressed, but I really have been staying so busy that I think this shave and the last shave, I'm just kind of like, this is a little bit of a way for me to kind of unwind a little bit. So I apologize if it's not as fun. Listen to me yak on and go through, as I say, my stream of unconsciousness, but anyway, I hope you guys have all been doing good. Considering all the fun and positive news going on in the U.S. I mean that sarcastically. Hope you guys are all enjoying your shaves and doing well. As I mentioned last time, I've really been quite a bit busier. I haven't been able to upload as many videos or post on the forums or post shave of the days on Instagram. I was kind of thinking last night if I were to maybe kind of change things up, and what if I were to start doing some daily live shaves on Instagram? That might be something. At the end of my last video, if you stuck around, I think it was like 31 minutes. I think one of my last comments was how when my computer broke a couple months ago, I was kind of having to figure out a replacement setup. Let me grab a towel real quick. I kind of had to switch over to use an iPad. So at the end of this video, I told you guys I don't get along well with touchscreens, and so I kind of want to give you guys an example, just kind of my frustration. The last week especially, I cannot tell you guys how many times, like this is being filmed on a laptop, I'm having such a hard time switch between using iPad touchscreen and computer. I'm literally touching the screen of the computer like it's an iPad, and I'm just like, Zach, what are you doing? You're not using an iPad. You got to use the little trackpad, or the mouse. So if that sounded random, I maybe just didn't explain, but it's really hard for me to. I'm just not an intuitive user when it comes to touch screens, like on cell phones or iPads. So it is what it is. It just happens to be something that I'm a goofball with. So, but I'll show you guys after this shave. One of the reasons why I've been staying so busy is I've been working on pots, making pieces. If you guys want to see some finished work, let me know. Leave a comment or something. And it's really not promotional. I am the least. People honestly criticize me a little too much for being too humble with my pots, and they say that I don't do enough self-promotion. So if you guys hear me bring up the pots, it's just to kind of give you guys an update that have known me for a little bit, that I'm still doing it. It's not to promote any sales, because I tend to produce a lot less than most people, but I think that's good. We'll do an across the grain next. But you guys will get to see some of the more recent pots I just finished this last week. They still need to be fired, so they don't have any color on them, but I've got some family moving, so I've been having to assist a little bit with that. So again, I appreciate you guys that take the time to watch this, and even if you don't comment, hope you get something out of it. I was thinking about this earlier this week. A few of my videos going back to earlier this year, there was some times where I was kind of I was addressing certain posts that I might have mentioned seeing in the forums, and maybe sometimes it doesn't always come across as positive. And I will say that in my opinion, what I was recalling this week was, I think I can kind of remember a time years ago that would be kind of something that we can point to, where there was a little bit of a separation between the shaving enthusiasts that were primarily on forums, and then what you would kind of call like the YouTubers. And on one of the forums I was with, actually I think it was probably two two of the big forums back then, but this might have been, I don't know, 5 years ago. There was kind of like a stop, and I don't remember it necessarily being like an official rule, but it came down to they really didn't want at that point the forums to get flooded with, I don't know, people like me doing shave videos. And what the moderators had said was they don't want to have to spend their time going through everyone's posts that happen to be a video and more or less moderate the videos. And to be honest, I got that. I think that was fair, but I think that I remember a lot of the people that are on YouTube still, and have been for a long time. And so a lot of them were members of a lot of these forums. And so it was kind of like starting to meet them through their YouTube videos as well as seeing some of their posts. They weren't like the most active forum members. But, again, earlier this year, I've just kind of mentioned, and it's not because I like them being separate, but I do think that there are times where there's a lot of people on YouTube that kind of talk down on the forum people, or they might talk down on the Reddit people, and the same happens on the forums. And so, unfortunately, it's not like I try to bring it up to kind of pick a side or, to make things worse. It's just, I think that the reason why I'm bringing this up was I was watching Shave 326, he was mentioning that if anyone knows DK, Damn Fine Shave, I guess someone was, I always laugh at this stuff because he's saying maybe someone commented on him, and because he bowl lathered maybe off camera, he's getting accused of cheating. And again, this goes back to kind of my attitude this year. It's like, it's one thing if someone wants to upload shave videos just to share it, and that's kind of what I do. I mean, you guys, I was making shave videos back in 2014, and I wasn't making them to get big back then. It was just to kind of give something to the people that I know, or the people that were on YouTube that I knew, or if there was some forum people that wanted to see them. But this is the same thing. It's like when you get a comment on here, and anyone that's a viewer of a YouTube video that isn't seeing someone like me shave off a huge amount of beard growth, they're getting accused of, not putting a blade in. I don't know. When I say stuff like this, it's directed to those of you guys that either are uploading or may upload in the future. Do what makes you happy. I really hope that people don't get discouraged by comments like that, like you're cheating on your shave videos, or you're not shaving with a blade. It's like, I don't know where that stuff comes from or what the point is. So, I really do enjoy this hobby. I'm still learning different things. I guess, sometimes where I kind of draw the line is, I guess there are some situations where maybe someone could say there's a specific reason why I would never upload a video of me shaving onto the internet. So I'm not saying that there's no cases, but I just tend to find some of these people that, you know, are very insistent on just kind of bashing all of these idiots that, you know, post videos on YouTube of them shaving. It's like, you know what, you're entitled to your opinion, but sometimes I think that those come across like, you know, they don't know what they're talking about. And I've said it before, I don't know why some of those people don't really either show me up or show other people up by posting their own video and sharing their technique. So that's why I tend to be a little bit more dismissive. It's like, until you show your technique or whatever, I'm really not going to give a damn how strong your convictions are against these people that want to post videos. I mean, again, I can at least share with you guys that there's times where I've said dumb stuff or stuff that's wrong, and these probably aren't the most entertaining shave videos, but again, if you guys are watching this and you are considering making content to share, do what makes you happy and try not to get too caught up in the things that other people say. I really do think if you guys are already uploading or considering, I think that there's a lot of benefit to maybe putting the moderation on the comments. I never allow the comments to be posted unless they are approved by me. Every once in a while, I'll get a comment that maybe is like not like, I don't know, positive or whatever. Unless it's like a straight up trolling comment, I don't care what they are, I'll post them. The main reason is every time you guys upload a video on YouTube, chances are like 5 minutes after you upload it, you get some of that crap like, you know, sexy dating or, you know, a link. And that's the type of stuff that I'm really trying to filter out. It's not like it hurts my image, but it's like, you know what, it's my video. I don't really want any other irrelevant stuff popping up down in the comments, you know, that's basically spam or some bots. So that's really the main reason that I moderate all the comments. You know, Dave in Kentucky commented on my last video, and I'm really happy that he did, because he kind of pointed out a couple things that I had maybe kind of missed in my mind, and so I approved his comment and replied to it. So I prefer that, you know, everyone understands, you know, when you post a comment, I hope it's you know, it's a helpful comment, you know. So anyway, I'm sorry. So I'm using the Dragonsbeard aftershave splash. This is the first time I've had a chance to try Frank's aftershave splash. This has worked pretty good this week. It's got quite a restrictor. So what I mean by that is sometimes the other aftershave balms or splashes that I use really just allow you to dump it all out, and you kind of have to really watch yourself. So this feels good. Frank, if you're curious, I just tend to be someone that likes more of the citrus and the herbal scents more than a dark scent like this. This is a great scent. It's going to be better for someone that likes something on the more masculine or darker side. I think that, what is it? The Lavender Supreme, that one's a solid soap. I really enjoy the scent of that. I'd probably prefer to shave with that every day rather than having the Dragonsbeard, but the Dragonsbeard purchase was really like, I think it was a really cool product. I'm really happy with the sourcing that he did for the different ingredients in this soap base and the scent. So it was kind of like my way to support, help another artisan. So I don't know if I'll do this, but I'll follow with the Cosmo Serum. If Nav, I guess from India, he's been doing some comments on my videos. He was saying he didn't know that SV did a serum. We were kind of talking about serum. Nav, this is the one I was mentioning, hyaluronic acid serum. Ingredients: purified water, hyaluronic acid, green tea extract, aloe barbadensis, leaf extract, carbomer, sodium hydroxide, phenoethanol, phenoxyethanol, and then ethohexylglycerin. So this one's a little different. This is now discontinued. I don't know what I have to do to try and get SV to make some more serums, but that's been the one disappointing thing. As much as I'm an SV fan, they haven't really done anything about getting another serum going. Maybe it's in the works. But anyway, going good. Okay, before I go, in case you guys want to see it, these are called greenware. So basically this is one of the pots I made this week. Just a little bud vase. This is called bone dry greenware. So this needs to be heated and hardened before it gets glaze applied. Then it'll be glaze fired a second time. So here's a little bottle. I got 2 other bowls. This is called a droplet bowl. Sometimes they almost look UFO-like, but basically it's got a trimmed foot. And then you basically, while you're throwing a bowl, you take this, collapse it on itself, and then change the angle. So these are kind of cool. I enjoy these. They're a little more challenging. And here's one more. Okay, so this is another bowl. This is a darker red stoneware piece, and I tend to make bowls a lot. So anyway, again, I know these are all long-winded, but this is something I'm primarily doing when I'm not shaving. So if you guys were ever curious what else I'm doing, this is one of the things. So anyway, one more thing. So I had brought up Dave in Kentucky. What you guys will probably see in some of the next videos is my setup from the last time. I'll use Monte di Sicilia Beta 4.0, and if it's helpful to any of you guys, I'm going to make sure that I'm not using any of the mango butter or the kokum butter as a like a pre-bloom on the soap. I'm just kind of curious to see how much of a difference visually the lather might look. I've done this before, but I just want to get it on camera because he had made a good point that, you know, maybe a beginner seeing me say that, you know, there wouldn't be very much difference in the lather without using that kokum or mango butter. I think he had made some good points that I had kind of not thought about. So if you guys happen to see my next videos, it's probably going to be just kind of touching on that. So anyway, the Ethos shave soap, one of those soaps that I bought this year, but I wouldn't be buying it if it didn't really interest me. So if you guys have any questions about that, I'll continue using it, just not exclusively. I've got some other soaps I kind of want to switch to. So anyway, I hope you guys all have a good one. If you're watching this whole video, I appreciate it. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions on how to make these videos better. I'm sure one of them would be try to make them shorter, but anyway, I appreciate you guys kind of just letting me have my free flow and chit-chatting. So I will catch you guys soon. Adios.